Okay, algebra, we're now going to take a look at parabolas that are given to you in standard form. Standard form, okay? See how it's been multiplied out? Some of the things are the same, some are going to be a little different, okay? Whether it opens up or down still comes from the a value. So positive a means opens up, and a negative a means opens down. Okay, so that's not different. The a value here is positive 1, so the parabola is opening up. Okay, that's the same. The vertex, though, is not as easy. It's not in vertex form. Okay, so we're going to have to calculate this ourselves. So I know the vertex is h comma k, but I need to figure out h. And so here's a formula that you have to memorize. H is negative b over 2a. So we take this b number, take the opposite of it, and then we divide by 2a. Okay, I'll walk you through one here just so you see. And then how do you find the k value? We're going to plug in, okay, the h number to solve for the k, for the y value of the vertex. Okay, axis of symmetry, that's the same. That's just x equals the h that we calculate. And the y-intercept is still 0 comma something. Plug in x equals 0. Okay? Take a look at this equation here. If I put 0 in for x, that goes away, and that goes away. And so what you're always going to have is the c number. It's going to be real easy to get a y-intercept. Okay, so let's take a look at this equation and do some things. Let's put this in a box, our new fancy h formula. Okay, h equals negative b over 2a. The a is a 1, b is negative 2, and c is negative 3. So let's calculate h. What's negative b, or the opposite of b? B is negative 2. So what's a negative 2? A positive 2. Divide by 2 times the a number. The a number is 1. What some people like to do is write this out. They say a equals a 1, b equals negative 2, c equals negative 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so the vertex so far is 1 comma something. Does that make sense for our graph? Here's the vertex right there. That makes sense, 1 comma something. Now how do we find the y value? Okay, the note says plug the h number into the equation to solve for k. Alright, so I have to take 1 and plug it into the equation. So it's going to be y equals 1 has to get squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. So we're plugging it into the equation. Here's my work. I'm going to find the y number. Let's see, I'm going to use parentheses. 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. And I got negative 4. So I think the vertex is at 1, negative 4. Is that true? Yes, 1, negative 4. Is the axis of symmetry x equals 1? Yes. Okay. And then how do we find a y-intercept? To find a y-intercept, we're going to put 0 in for the x. So let's do that calculation again, but this time we're going to plug in a 0. So I've got 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. You can plug that in, or maybe you know that 0 minus 0 is nothing, and the answer is negative 3. And that's true. The y-intercept is 0, negative 3. Okay, some people notice that the y-intercept is super easy in standard form. Did you know that one thing is easy? When you're in standard form, okay, the y-intercept is super easy, but we have a lot of work to get the vertex. Yesterday, when we had vertex form, the vertex was super easy, but I had to do a lot of work to calculate the y-intercept. Only one of them is clear in the equation. Okay, just so you know, we have to do a little bit of work either way. All right, let's take a look at this equation. Okay, I noticed that the a value, I'm going to write these out because some people really like to see them. A is a 2. B is -8. C is 6. You have to make sure that they're all in descending order. What if I move them around? Will you be able to rearrange them so that we get A, B, C in the right order? Okay, since A is positive, this parabola opens up. It's going to look like this. Okay, I like to have a little hint there. To do the vertex, we have to use our new formula for H. Okay, H equals -b over 2a. All right, a -b, that's the opposite of b. So how do I do a negative -8? A negative is a positive. Divided by 2, the a number's 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, so far I know the vertex is 2 comma something. To find the y value, what does it say? Plug in the h number. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to plug in this x number into the x spot. Y equals 2. 2 gets squared minus 8 times 2 plus 6. And you can calculate by hand, or we could plug into the calculator. 2 parentheses 2 squared. Well, let's go like this. Let's put 2. And then we'll do, oh, what is going on here? 2, close it up, squared, minus 8 times 2 plus 6. And the y value is -2. Okay. Axis of symmetry, that goes along with the vertex. X equals the x number. Okay. The only other thing we have to find is the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, you let x equal 0. And then we'll find the y number. So you could take your equation and you could plug 0 into all the x spots again. And then 0 minus 0 plus 6, y equals 6. Remember, we said the y-intercept is just the last number. Okay, if you start to remember that, it'll speed things up a little. All right, let's go and put all this on our graph. Okay, so we're trying to get good at graphing parabolas. First of all, the vertex is 2 to the right, 2 down. Okay, that's the vertex. That's the vertex. Does the parabola touch the y-axis? Yes, it does. At 0, wow, 0 comma 6. That's way up here. Okay, and let's not forget to draw our axis of symmetry. Okay, draw your axis of symmetry first, and then you know that if there's a point 2 to the left, there must be another one 2 to the right, right there. Okay, I want to make sure that I draw a really nice graph, and so I'm kind of wondering, what about the number 1? I know there's a point here, and I know there's a point at 2, but what about 1? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in x equals 1. 2, so where's your equation? I'm putting 1 in for x. Putting 1 for x to see if I can get a y value so I can draw my parabola nicer. So I've got, I could just go up here and change these to 1s. And I'm getting, let's see, y equals 0. Y equals 0. So the point 1 comma 0 is on the parabola. Oh, that's right there. That's an x-intercept. So if there's 1 point to the left of the line, there must be 1 to the right. Even Steven. Okay, now when you draw these parabolas, this is not good. Okay, no. A parabola is a U-shaped curve. It comes down, curvy. It's got a curvy bottom like a U, and it goes back up. Nothing about this guy should be straight. Okay, it grows out wide. Take a look at this one here and try to make yours look as curvy as that one is. Okay, I don't want to see any V-shaped points. Okay, we got one more parabola here to do together. Okay, we're going to do all the things and then graph it. First of all, whoa, this equation is really tiny. So let's see, here's x squared. That's x. I'm going to say plus the number 0. Okay, and the reason I do that is so I can say a equals -1, b is 4, and c is 0. Okay, this parabola opens right there, opens down. Okay, it's going to look like this. That's how it's going to look on the graph paper, but I got to be very particular and get some points and make it look good. To find the vertex, I have to do that new h formula. -b over 2a. What's the opposite of b? It's going to be -b, -4. And then divide by 2 times the a number, which is -1. So please calculate the h. Negative divided by negative is positive. Okay, so our vertex is at 2 comma something. How do we find the y value? You just plug in this x value. Y equals negative 2 gets squared. So wherever there's x's, that's where you're going to type your parentheses. Okay, especially when there's negatives, we have to be careful. Plus 4 times the input of 2, plus nothing. So let's see what that says. We've got negative, and then the input's 2 squared plus 4 times 2. And the answer is 4. So the vertex is at 2 comma 4. Axis of symmetry, that's going to be a line going right through 2. To find the y-intercept, we plug in the number 0. Y equals -0 squared plus 4 times 0. And the y number, or the y-intercept, is going to be 0. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's go see what this looks like. The vertex is 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4 up. The axis of symmetry, of course, goes right through there. Okay. Let's see. One of the points is 0, 0. So if there's a point 2 to the left, there must be one 2 to the right. I'm also wondering about the number 1. Where's the point there? Where's the point there? I'm wondering about the value of x equal 1. Is there a point here somewhere that comes out nice? If it comes out nice, I'll add it to my graph. So let's plug it in. -1 has to get squared plus 4 times 1. And let's see what you get for a y value. Go ahead and type it in, see what you get. Make sure when you type this that the negative goes on the outside and then 1 gets squared. Okay, don't put the negative inside. And then plus 4 times 1, so the answer is going to be 3. So there's a point 1 comma 3. Let's add that to our graph. 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3 up. I don't have to do this work again. I found a nice point 1 unit to the left, so let's add another one to the right. Oh, this problem is going to look really good. Okay, for people that want to get even fancier, okay, maybe you can plug in another number, get more points. But this right here is clearly going to be enough. It looks really good. Okay, I can't wait to do some more with you tomorrow.